Sleepless nights since the breakup? Tired of feeling sad and empty? If you're ready to finally move on and reclaim your joy, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Unbeatable Heart podcast. I'm your host, Banuel Dogaiman. I've been through it, and now I help a community of 50,000 people find the path to real healing. This podcast gives you the proven, actionable steps to rebuild your self-esteem and create a life you love. Today, we are going to talk about the single biggest question that can haunt you after a breakup. Am I good enough? It's the question that keeps you up at night, the one that hits you like a punch to the gut when you see or even just imagine your ex moving on. After a breakup, your self-esteem is often at an all-time low. You constantly question your value. That one question, am I good enough, opens the door to 100 others. Was I not pretty enough? Was I not smart enough? Was I not interesting enough? What is wrong with me? You start comparing yourself to everyone and everything, and in your own mind, you always come up short. The core problem is that you're looking outside of yourself for an answer that can only ever be found within. By asking the world to judge you, you're giving away all of your power. I know this feeling because I have lived it. After my breakup, I felt completely destroyed. It wasn't just that I missed her, it was that I felt like I, as a person, was not good enough. I truly believed that I had given my all to the relationship, and my all wasn't enough. And that led to a deep, terrifying fear. I was afraid that if my best wasn't enough for her, then it wouldn't be enough for anyone, ever. That I was somehow fundamentally lacking, and that I was destined to be alone because of it. I was stuck in that feeling for a long time, just replaying my failures, until one day I had a powerful realization. I suddenly understood that I had it all backward. I had to stop worrying about being enough for others and start the real work of being enough for myself in my own eyes. That was the turning point, the moment I understood that my own value is defined only by me. No one in the world can give me my value, and no one can take it away. I knew then that I had to work on how I see myself, and I knew with total certainty that this work, this internal rebuilding, was the only thing that would eventually attract the right person to me. This brings us to the most important mindset shift you need to make on this journey. Right now, you're acting like you're on trial. You're the one in the defendant's chair, nervously waiting for your ex, your friends, and the entire world to act as a jury and deliver a verdict on your worth. But your value can only be defined by you. Therefore, you're not the defendant in this case. You are the judge. In the courtroom of your own life, your opinion is the only one that matters. Your ruling is final. So, stop looking to the jury of the world for a verdict. It's time to make your own ruling. And I know what you're thinking. That sounds great, but how do I do that? How do I just decide I'm worthy when I feel worthless? You don't just decide. You build a case. You gather evidence. And here are the 3 steps to ruling in your own favor. Step 1. Cross-examine your inner critic. The first thing you need to understand is that the negative voice in your head is not you. It is your inner critic. Think of it as your inner bully. Its only job is to present evidence against you, to make you doubt yourself, to make you feel small. It's very good at its job because it knows all of your insecurities. To defeat this voice, you first have to separate yourself from it. You have to see it for what it is, just one side of the argument, not the truth. The easiest way to do this is to give that voice a name. It can be a silly name, something that takes away its power. You could call it Gremlin Gary, or Negative Nancy, or the name of a cartoon villain. It doesn't matter what the name is, as long as it helps you see that voice as separate from you. By naming it, you turn it from an internal truth into an external opinion. When you hear that voice start to whisper, "You're not good enough. You'll always be alone," you can now respond to it directly. You can say, I hear your argument, Gary, but I'm the judge here, and your argument is overruled. This one small trick creates the distance you need to stop believing every negative thought that pops into your head. Step 2. Build your body of evidence. This is the most important step. This is the wow part of the process, the thing that will create real, lasting change if you do it. As the judge, you can't make a ruling based on feelings or wishful thinking. You need proof. You need cold, hard facts. Self-worth isn't something you just find one day. It's something you build with evidence. You need to become a detective in your own life, searching for and collecting tangible proof that you are a capable, reliable, and worthy person. How do you do that? You do it by keeping promises to yourself, by doing things that you love, and by refusing to compromise on who you are. You get a notebook. Right now, go get one. This notebook is now your evidence log. It is the most important document in your healing. Every single day, your only job is to write down one piece of evidence that proves you're enough for you. Now, what counts as evidence? This is the key. The best, most powerful evidence is not something someone else says about you. It's not a compliment or an award. The most powerful evidence is a promise you kept to yourself. Why? Because self-worth is really just self-trust. When you trust yourself, you feel worthy. When you break promises to yourself over and over, you lose trust in yourself and you feel worthless. So we are going to rebuild the trust, one tiny promise at a time. I want you to think of your self-worth like a brick house. Right now, it might feel like it's been knocked down. We are going to rebuild it, one small brick at a time. Every kept promise is a brick. Your promises to yourself must be tiny. They should be so small that it feels almost silly to write them down. That's how you know you're doing it right. If you promise yourself you'll go to the gym for an hour every day, you will probably fail, and that will just give your inner critic more things to use against you. We are not giving your inner critic any power. We are starving it. So, your promises should look like this. Tomorrow morning, I will make my bed as soon as I get up. I will drink one full glass of water before I have my coffee. I will go for a 5-minute walk on my lunch break. I will read one page of a book before I turn on the TV. I will put my laundry away instead of leaving it in the basket. Do you see how small these are? They are almost impossible to fail at. That is the point. We are stacking wins. At the end of the day, you open your evidence log and you write it down. For example, August 30th. Evidence. I promised myself I would make my bed and I did it. That's it. You have just laid one brick. You have just submitted one piece of evidence in the case for your own worth. The next day, you do it again. You make another tiny promise. You keep it and you write it down. Another brick, another piece of evidence. Day by day, your evidence log gets fuller. Day by day, your brick house gets bigger. After a week, you will have 7 entries, 7 pieces of undeniable proof that you're someone who shows up for yourself. After a month, you'll have 30 bricks, 30 pieces of evidence. Your inner critic might still be talking, but its voice will be getting quieter because you, the judge, have a growing stack of evidence that contradicts its claims. You have proof. You can look at your log and say, Gary, your argument that I'm a failure is interesting, but I have a 30-page document here that says otherwise. This is not a metaphor. This is the real, practical work of building self-worth. You're literally rewiring your brain to see yourself as a reliable, trustworthy person based on your own actions. Step 3. Protect the jury. You're the judge, and your opinion is the only one that truly matters. However, even the best judges can be influenced by a biased or noisy jury. In your life, the jury is everyone and everything you surround yourself with. the people you talk to, the accounts you follow on social media, the shows you watch. If you're trying to build a case for your own worth, but you spend hours scrolling through Instagram, looking at people who make you feel bad about your own life, you're allowing a biased jury to influence your ruling. If you spend time with a friend who constantly puts you down or makes you feel drained, you're letting a hostile juror poison your mind. You must control these influences. As the judge, you have the power to protect the jury. This means you get to choose who and what you allow into your courtroom. So, your final step is to do a quick audit of your life. Who do you follow on social media that consistently makes you feel less than? You don't have to make a big deal about it. Just quietly mute or unfollow them. Which friend or family member always makes you feel bad about yourself after you talk to them? It's okay to lovingly limit your time with them for a while. You must protect your mind. You, the judge, have to surround yourself with a jury that supports the truth of your value, not one that is constantly biased against you. So, your invitation for this task is to become the judge in your own life and start building your case. I want you to complete all 3 steps. First, give your inner critic a name. Separate yourself from that negative voice. Second, and most importantly, start your evidence log. Get a notebook and for the next 7 days, write down just one small promise you kept to yourself each day. And third, protect your jury. Unfollow at least one social media account that doesn't make you feel good. Start curating a more positive environment for yourself. Remember, your worth is not up for debate. It is not decided by your ex or by your friends. It is determined by you. Be a fair judge. Be kind to yourself. The more evidence of your own value you gather, the easier the final ruling will be. You're the judge of your own worth. It's time to rule in your own favor. So, we reach to the end of another episode. As you already know, healing is a journey, and it's so much more powerful when we walk it together. If you're looking for a private, supportive space to connect with others who truly get what you're going through, to share your wins and your struggles, and to get ongoing encouragement from a community that genuinely cares, then I'd love for you to join our incredible Facebook group. You can find the direct link to join us right there in the episode description of this podcast. Just tap on that and you're in. And of course, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our upcoming episodes. Remember, you are so much stronger than you think, and your brightest days are ahead. Until next time, keep healing, keep growing,